friends, hope you are doing fine. Friends, thank you again from the bottom of our hearts for encouraging Dhritimaan's YouTube channel and his dream of catalyzing curiosity. Friends, while being on the subject of self-mastery, in our earlier episodes, we have discussed the power of attention, the power of kindness, friends, the power of the discovery of the big bang moment of what we are really good at. Continuing with that series on self-mastery, friend, today we will discuss, guess, a very outlandish topic on the power of boredom. Friends, we all feel that we are wasting ourselves when we have nothing to do, when we are in the midst of boredom. Not at all, friends. Even Steve Jobs found boredom extremely valuable and powerful. He says, I am a big believer in boredom. Boredom allows one to indulge in curiosity. He continues to say that with curiosity, everything is possible. And therefore, whereas technology stuff is wonderful, having nothing to do is wonderful too. And these words of wisdom from Steve Jobs on boredom are on the back of several of his personal experiences. Friends, this belief of Steve Jobs in boredom has the backing of neuroscience. Nancy Anderson, the neuroscientist, back in 2011, conducted the first study of the activity of brain when we are not doing anything. She calls this period of not having to do anything free floating periods of thinking, or rest, R-E-S-T, random episodic silent thinking. She says during these phases of free floating periods of thinking or random episodic silent thinking, the brain is very active because we are otherwise not busy. The brain gets into action more vigorously. It lights up its various complex parts, or its, let us call, nooks and corners, like the prefrontal cortex, the posterior cingulate of cortex, the hippocampus, the precuneus, as a result of which our ability to self-respect, our ability of autobiographical memory and critical thinking fires up, and we land up with insights, problem solvings, and creativity. This is what happens, friend, when we have nothing to do. We are not wasting ourselves thanks to our brain, which is otherwise super active during this phase. from the non-science point of view also, friends, it makes sense. When we are not doing anything, naturally the brain seeks to fill up the gap. And in the process of filling up the gap, what neuroscientifically we just discussed happens. Like the brain traveling to its various complex corners and firing up our thinking on all cylinders. Nancy Anderson says that she has experienced it during our regular periods of having to do nothing, when we are stuck with boredom. For example, during traffic jams. She says during these traffic jams, many times she has cracked about the best investments that she could make. Or while waiting at the airport, feeling bored, she suddenly has hit upon the idea of her next book. So friends, this is the power of boredom. Rest assured, when you are not doing anything, your brain at your back is turbocharged. And that is why your creativity, your critical thinking goes to another level. So friends, don't worry when you have nothing to do. Celebrate it, utilize it to explore unseen possibilities which we miss when we are busy. Friends, that's why boredom is not a bug, it's a feature, it's an enabler. Thank you, friends. Hope you have liked this discussion. We'll come out with many more similar subjects in future. Take care, friends. Stay safe, stay well. Bye-bye. See you soon.